Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your Arsenal starting 11 versus Westham. Now, I don't want to change a starting 11 that has picked up 3 points against the mega giant Liverpool. However, we have a couple of injuries in the squad that played against Liverpool. Alexander Zinchenko is a massive major doubt for this game, and therefore it means Arsenal have to look somewhere else to fill that position. Jakub Kiwior and Tomiyasu are potential contenders. So let me know, do we play Jakub Kiwior there, who was fantastic, really fantastic when he came on for Alexander Zinchenko against Liverpool, or do we play Takara Tomiyasu, who we know is versatile, solid, and has been very good when he's played at left back for Arsenal this campaign. Gabriel Jesus is making his return. He didn't play against Liverpool because of an injury. He will make his return in this game. What do you think? Do we play him up top again and drop Kai Havertz, or do we actually reintegrate Kai Havertz in the midfield, drop Jorginho and play Gabriel Jesus? There must be a couple of switches for us to accommodate players that actually didn't play against Liverpool. What kind of switches do you love to see? And of course, Saka did have that small injury. He's back, of course, but would you love to see Saka start this game, or would you love him to be rotated as well? Now let's get into it. In goal for me is David Raya. He's improved massively in the second part of the campaign, and one of the things that we wanted to see and now we are seeing is David Raya creating massive counterattacks, very quick counterattacks for Arsenal this season. This is going to be very important for us, especially in the last 10-15 games of the campaign. You want to score goals quickly. You want to score goals with a guarantee. And I think Raya gives us that guarantee that when we can soak in the pressure, if we can sit back and let teams come onto us, if we get that ball to Raya, he will be able to start counterattacks. One counterattack, I think, was against Crystal Palace as well, Nottingham Forest as well, and then we saw a couple of those against Liverpool. So for me, Raya in goal now, it makes sense, right? Before, it didn't make a lot of sense why Mikel is really obsessed with him. Right now, it makes a lot of sense. And I think also, in terms of being a goalkeeper, saving chances and shots against Arsenal, he's becoming much better. Now, I don't expect him to become better overnight, but I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. I don't think he's a player that anyone would actually feel uncomfortable with in goal. So David Raya for me in goal. Now, we have a problem, and that problem is at right back and left back. Okay, but I'm first going to feel right back. I think Ben White continues there. Okay, Ben White continues there until Julian Timber and Tomiyasu are both fit. We can discuss this. Maybe if Partey comes back, we can actually discuss this. All right. So I'm going to go with Ben White at right back. My problem with Ben is when he meets these electric players, the Side Ben Ramas of this world, the Jared Bowens of this world, the Muhammad Kudus of this world. He at times he panics. He's very poor in 1v1 situations. We all know that. Like Marcus Rashford always, skins him every time he finds him, and he's not even the best winger we have in the Premier League. So I think with Ben White, we will play him in this game. But I'm going to be very keen on how he plays this game. I'm going to be very keen on how he actually handles himself against Kudus, against Jared Bowen, against whoever is going to be taking him on every single time. If he's picked apart, then you know why we signed Timber. You know why Takara Tomiyasu is the best right back and left back at the moment at the club defensively. Okay, still at left back, I think Jakub Kiwior and Tomiyasu will be fighting for this position to see who starts. But I think if you're Mikel Arteta, you want to play Tomiyasu here. You cannot have two liabilities at right back and left back. That is kind of suicidal. So Tomiyasu plays at left back, Ben White plays at right back. Now, one thing we know about Tomiyasu, he's got the ability to neutralize a Bowen. He's got the ability to neutralize a Salah. And that is what we want in this game. We want to take Jared Bowen out of the game. We want someone who can actually keep him quiet, keep him silent. We want someone who can follow him inside the pitch and even outside. He will try to make the pitch bigger. We know David Moyes, that is one of his key components to his game, and we will actually deal with it. We promise him we will deal with it. Okay, so Tomiyasu for me at left back, that is a nice shout in my opinion, and Ben White at right back as well. At centre back, there are no questions here. There are no questions. It's Gabriel who plays alongside Saliba. Gabriel has just one man player of the month, January. He was immense. He was very good for us, and I know Mikel Arteta is very happy with him as a signing, but also as a player. The way he's just progressed from this ordinary centre back that was admired by Arsenal, Man United, and PSG to one of the best centre backs in the Premier League and most underrated player in the world right now. William Saliba, who has picked up some childishness. Of course, he is a child. He's just 22. Still starts for me in the team. I don't think you get many better than Saliba. I don't think there are many better than William Saliba. If they are many better than William Saliba, I would love to see them, because I don't think there are many. I don't think there are many players better than William Saliba. So that is my back four as we take on West Ham. And that lot is going to have to do a lot of work, because West Ham are really talented up front. Kudus, Bowen, Antonio, Paqueta, those guys are talented. They might not be scoring the goals at the moment, but they are talented. Okay, so in midfield, there is a dilemma. Kai Havertz should be dropping back in the midfield as Gabriel Jesus returns to regain his number 9 position. But Jorginho and Declan Rice had a very good game against Liverpool. And I am terrified. I'm really terrified of this West Ham midfield. Paqueta, Prowse, and Alvarez. I'm really terrified by the quality David Moyes has compiled in his small world there. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do this, right? Why do not we, and this is really purely hypothetical, why don't we play Declan Rice, Martin Ødegaard, and Jorginho for another game running? I think that's what we've got to do. So in defensive midfield, I think Jorginho played very well in that position, and against Liverpool, you've got to give him every respect. You've got to give him his flowers. He was immense, man of the match, and Jurgen Klopp did understand it, right? The likes of Curtis Jones in that midfield, Ryan Gravenberch in that midfield, they were neutralized. And Mikel Arteta, fair play, well done to him. If he continues doing that, then Arsenal have a very good manager in there. So I think, for me, Jorginho stays in the starting 11. We need him, right? Until Partey comes back, this guy is going to be very crucial to our team. The maturity, the zeal. At times he doesn't have the legs, and maybe that's why Mikel doesn't play him all the time. At times he doesn't have the legs to compete with the likes of James Ward-Prowse and maybe Lucas Paqueta and all these other, the likes of Thomas Soucek in that midfield. But if you are having a good game and Jorginho is in midfield, it's a party. It's an absolute party full of entertainment, right? So I've gone with Jorginho. I've gone with Jorginho to play a defensive midfield. Declan Rice alongside him. I don't think Rice has had a bad game, ever since we came back from Dubai. So Declan Rice alongside him, he's the most important player in the Premier League. The Premier League depends on Declan Rice. If Declan Rice doesn't play, then the Premier League doesn't have views. Just say that. But for Arsenal, this guy does everything, a bit of everything, especially in midfield. Carrying the ball into progressive areas, progressive passes. He has more forward passes than any other player in Europe. That is Declan Rice. That is his quality and that is his ability. I think if he couples, and he always does, couple that ability to win the ball back and the ability to progress the ball, that makes him a complete midfielder. I think my problem with Xhaka was, you are a very good box-to-box. Like, your profile, you can win the ball back, you're tall, physicality is there, aerial ability is there, but you don't actually help us going forward. So I think Mikel Arteta is going to really work with Declan Rice to make sure that he can actually impact the final third the way he impacts our own end when we are in, when we are out of position. I don't know, but if you've noticed this, Arsenal are one of the teams with a very, very low PPDA, right? And that is such a very good thing. It means that the opponent doesn't have so many touches before Arsenal engage to win the ball back, right? That is, I think, it's passes per defensive action, right? And that tells you that the introduction of Declan Rice literally means that Arsenal defensively and winning the ball back, they have a guy that does that, right? You know, when you call your guy and he says, "Don't worry, I know a guy," I think Declan Rice is that guy. I just said that guy. Okay, I mean, how many times? I don't know. Okay, to complete this is definitely Martin Ødegaard, who has been in very fine form, especially ever since coming back from Dubai. I want to see him score more goals. I want to see him, create more chances. Now, with Ødegaard, I have a problem, and I have a very, very big problem. And this problem lies with Edu and Mikel Arteta. Ødegaard is one of the highest chance-creating machines in Europe right now. And his chances are some of the most wasted chances in Europe right now. I think if you have a player like Martin Ødegaard, and you know his brain, and you know what he loves to do, and you know his abilities, you've got to find a number 9. Come on. You've got to find a goal scorer. Ødegaard, I don't have the feeling that Ødegaard is going to be here all his life. I'm looking at him as a Di Maria. I'm looking at him as a Messi Ozil. You know, those kind of players that they look settled until they leave, right? Di Maria somehow left Madrid, and then he went to Man United, then went to PSG, then went to Juventus, then went to Benfica, and that shows you that his career was never going to end at Madrid, right? So I look at him as that kind of player. Arsenal need to use him when we still have him. And for me, how do you use him? Get a number 9, get goal-scoring players, put them on the pitch, let him create the chances, let us score goals, let's win titles. So up top, there is also a wall. And I think on the left wing, I prefer Trossard to start games and then Martinelli coming off the bench. This is not a very popular opinion, and if it is popular with you, welcome to the gang, right? But it's not a very popular opinion among Arsenal fans. Most of you actually would prefer Martinelli to start and then Trossard coming off the bench. Either way, I love both of them. I would love to see Emile Smith-Rowe in this game because it might kind of open up, but I will not take the risk myself, okay? Let Mikel Arteta take that risk. So for me, Trossard, the goal he scored against Liverpool, pure magic, absolute magic. The way he scored it, the confidence, him showing that he's that good. I mean, I like players that are that good. And he is that good, boy, oh boy. He is that good. We all know that. So, Leandro Trossard, for me, to start ahead of Gabriel Martinelli in this game. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Martinelli if he wants to start. Now, Saka needs to rest, okay? And I know Mikel will not trust him, so I will not trust him as well. Saka on the right wing. If Gabriel Jesus played here on the right wing, I'd be okay. If Mikel Arteta decided that Martinelli tries out the right wing, I'd be okay with that as well. Okay? Up top, Kai Havertz. Havertz over... for me, it's Havertz over Jesus. It's Havertz over Jesus. Played well. He was absolutely key to our performance against Liverpool. You've got to reward him. You've got to give him another chance. You've got to... I don't think his position should be up top, like many people are saying. If he's going to play in this Arsenal team, it's going to be up top. I think that is too early for us to say that, right? I think it's going to take some time for us to see the real partnership between Ødegaard, Kai, and, maybe Partey and Rice. It's going to take some time. But for now, because he's done a good job up top, I'm okay with him there. So Rice... Jorginho and Ødegaard behind Trossard, Havertz and Saka, and then Tomiyasu comes back into the starting 11 just to replace the injured Alexander Zinchenko. Gabriel and Saliba retain their spots, Ben White as well, and Raya for me is the goalkeeper that starts. Let me know what you think about that starting 11 in the comment box below, right? And let me know what you think about this game. Is it a must-win game for Arsenal? Is it a do or die? Because it doesn't make sense for us to beat Liverpool and get anything short of a win against Westham. It means that you've taken the points from the rich, the Liverpool, and you've given them to the poor, the Westham. You need to beat Liverpool, you need to beat Westham, and then you need to beat Burnley. That is to show you that at the moment you mean business. That to show everyone that at the moment you mean business. Actually, Arsenal should win games consistently until Man City and Liverpool drop a game each. That is the kind of pressure we are under. That is the kind of reality we are living at the moment. If you agree with me, the like button is right there for you to say, kudos Cossy, you're talking sense. If you disagree with me, the comment section is always open for you to tell me, Cossy, you didn't make any sense when you say Trossard starts ahead of Gabriel Martinelli. I disagree with you. And I speak to you right in the next one, which will be Mikel Arteta's press conference reaction as he was addressing the problems that we have on injuries and, of course, who starts and who doesn't.